I don't want to live in Cousin Eddie's RV. You know, there's no heat and the shitter's always full.
The smell.
But I can hang
And the
out
smell
with...
from his boxers. The smell that emits from the robe and the boxers and even that stinky hat has got a reek.
It's the Scott and Alley Not for Air podcast. The rules are gone. The shirt is untucked. Here's Scott and Alley.
Well, I'm just going to start by saying, if I sound nasally, I'm over this. This is, you pointed it out on the show, this has been a flippin' month. I feel 100% fine. I could do push-ups until my arms snapped off, which is 3 push-ups. But it sounds like a brick of snot in my nose, and I'm on a Z-Pack. I'm on day 3 of it. It just won't jar loose.
I was telling Scott, I never hear him sound nasally when he gets sick, but you definitely sound... I sound nasally.
Come punch me in the nose. Maybe it'll drain it out.
Oh, you know what you should do? Neti pot.
No.
Oh, come on.
I'm one of those people that when water goes up my nose in a pool, and I'm a very good swimmer, but when water goes up my nose in the pool, I hate it. I hate it with a passion. So to have that flush through, no way. No.
You have to get past, it's this weird snot wall. And once it breaks through it, it's
the feeling around it. It's the whole not drowning feeling. It's just,
it gives you that at first. But then once that pushes through the snot wall, then it's fine. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, Scott and Alley's show, you can find it and share, and subscribe. You'll notice we have a green background. Mm-hmm. I've got a green jacket on. You didn't even dress festive today, Scott.
So let me tell you that disaster.
Tell me.
So you and I were talking. We were making plans of what to wear for the podcast, since this is the holiday podcast. And I said, I'll wear my ugly Buffalo Bills sweater because I have, being born and raised in Buffalo. I'm a Bills fan, lifelong.
Yep.
And I have an ugly Bills sweater. Well, at least I think I do. I have no idea where it is. I looked in all the spots where my sweaters live, everywhere else. I don't know if I lent it to somebody at some point and I haven't gotten it back. I have no idea where it is.
I could see that happening. Somebody's going to the Bills game. They're going in the wintertime. They want to be able to sport something festive, yet be in solidarity with the team. I could see you letting somebody borrow it. Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. My life is upside down. Can I just finish Christmas shopping? That's what I got to do.
I think I'm done Christmas shopping. Now I'm in the wrapping phase, which, I mean, I'm really not in it because I haven't quite gotten to it that much.
Haven't started at all yet?
I started a little bit. I started really early, and then all of a sudden it's been a huge halt on that. So I got to finish that. But let's get into some of our Christmas questions.
Okay.
We're going to do a little bit of a would you rather, and then I have a couple bonuses too, okay?
And I have a relationship question around the holidays.
Okay. So we'll start with this. Would you rather never receive a gift ever again, or give everyone in your family a sex toy this Christmas?
All right, so here's my answer to this.
I love this question.
So, because I am who I am, I love watching people's reactions to things.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I know it wouldn't be hilarious for everyone in my family, but watching the awkwardness unfold for me would be worth every penny of it, except then I would feel I'd feel bad because people were embarrassed, I mean, unless half the family disappeared to different rooms to try out the Mr. Fister, but
then they're going to have a happy holiday.
That's right. Ho, 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 ho. But then I think about it and I'm like, this is what would happen. So my brother Gary, who I love dearly, and he's great, but super analytical. He's the guy that is going to read the owner's manual of a car from start to finish before he even drives it on the road. Mm-hmm. He would be reading the manual. I'm assuming I've never bought a sex toy. Do they come with manuals? Maybe you don't read them either, but
I don't know.
See, if it comes in a box,
I kind of just know what to do.
You do. But if it comes in a box and there's paperwork, he's going to read it. And it's going to suck the humor out of it because I'm going to be sitting there and he's going to be like, well, look at this.
Did you know you're supposed to be turning this at a 45-degree angle?
Yeah, that's exactly it. So, and
I give your brother so much props on that. I love that someone is willing to research and really get into the nitty gritty of it.
Well, let me tell you how it would go for the New Year's celebration after everybody got a sex toy for Christmas. Gary would have been on consumerreports.com and he would have found out your Mr. Fister is actually not the top brand, and he would have started recommending the top brand. And
then the awkwardness continues.
Yeah.
I do love that though.
But
I love that because that's how women work, by the way, is we have our favorites and then we tell our friends.
Okay.
So I might even send a link. Hey, this one worked really well. Now,
you said the other choice was to go the rest of my life without Christmas presents?
Yes.
I've spent the last decade of my life, the last decade of my life, the last decade of my life getting the shittiest Christmas presents known to mankind. I have more socks. I could go to 2035 without buying a pair of socks.
That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to buy you socks and undershirts and underwear, and that's how you survive the year. Yeah, thanks to us.
No, nothing.
And
I could go without presents at this point. I buy myself what I want. I went and bought my KitchenAid mixer because it was on sale. The one time a year they go on sale, it was on sale. So I'm like, oh, screw it. Why not? And we're baking everything. So, to hell with it.
I still will say you did receive one awesome gift that you didn't love, but I would have used it if I would have known that you weren't going to use it.
Is this the stupid 23andMe thing?
No, I have no use for that. I know who my family members are now. No,
yes, that's a very funny statement.
No, it's the helicopter ride.
Oh, that was a birthday present.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah.
Okay, my answer is that I never would receive a gift again because, like you were saying, if I need something, I buy it. It's fine.
You get it.
I don't care about getting gifts. I even suggested to Zach's family, we really don't need to give each other gifts. Like, I don't need to.
You've tried everything with Zach's family to get this thing cut down from what it is.
Well, because, as lovely as the thoughts are, there's just a lot of things that I might not need. And I am somebody who likes to get gifts that I need. And my mom and I were talking about it on the phone yesterday, and she's the same way. So when she even said, oh, when you got me this, it was something I needed. I really enjoyed it. Things like that.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You had made a comment. It was very subtle. You had said, the lovely thoughts. Yeah. You know how the expression goes, it's the thought that counts?
Yeah.
When does the fucking thought stop and you realize that's just a shit gift?
Right. I don't need your thoughts, really. I honestly,
I don't even need your prayers.
No, I honestly just want to have a memorable Christmas, something that is experienced. Like this is perfect. When back in May, we went all ziplining, me and Zach's family. All of the family went except for Zach and his one brother. That is a gift that I wish we would do, is that we would decide, okay, we're all going to go
tubing.
That's a great example. And then that's our gift, is that we all just do that together.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
I will never forget ziplining with Zach's family. It was one of my favorite memories to date in this relationship, and probably to date in general.
And he wasn't even there.
Right, exactly. But it was the fact that it was bonding with his family, enjoying their time. That's what I would rather have.
Yeah.
And plus, oh my gosh, no, I do not want to give my mom and dad a sex toy.
No.
I do not like it when my parents, they're so gushy. It's so yucky. They are making out on the couch. My mom will say something like, Mark, are you getting fresh with me?
Oh my God.
Oh, I never want to hear my mom say, are you getting fresh with me ever again?
Oh,
that is the worst.
Well, and you said right out, women have their favorites. So, I mean, your mom, not a young lady, she might just enjoy that broomstick handle continuously and not upgrade to something new,
Why?
I don't know.
Do you have to go there?
I don't know.
Would you rather listen to Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You or Jingle Bells on repeat for the entire week of Christmas?
Mariah Carey. Jingle Bells, here's the problem with it, is there's already Jingle Bells in every single commercial, television, radio, wherever. Jingle Bells is jingling all over the place. It's everywhere. You can't get away from it. You walk into a store. Of course, the Salvation Army has a bell. Now, please, make a donation if you have loose change or whatever. But
they really need to get a card reader. But anyway,
I've said it for years.
That's here nor there.
But that being said, Mariah, at least, as ear piercing as parts of those songs are, that song is, I still feel I can handle that more over Jingle Bells.
I do too. I like singing along to it, where Jingle Bells, it's like, how many ways can you go? Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Even when you
jingle.
replace the lyrics with Batman smells Robin late, and you're just it gets old too quick.
Batmobile lost a wheel and Joker's got a wheel. Anyway,
Hey.
would you rather be locked in a room with a person who hates Christmas or a Christmas fanatic?
Hates Christmas, and I'll tell you why. I can put this in perfect context for you.
Okay.
So if you're with someone that hates Christmas, you can emerge from that room with your own personal feelings still. But think of it like this. You know how Disney fanatics are like culty level Disney fanatics? Now, Disney's great, and Disney's a wonderful family vacation. Should you have kids? But it's one of these things where if you're with a Disney fanatic, it is really culty to the point that you're like, I hate Disney. And I'm afraid that if I'm with someone that's a super Christmas fanatic, it's going to turn me off because I'm going to be like, it's too much. I'd rather have the hater and walk out of there being like, you know what? I still like it. Whatever. That's my way of looking at it.
I'm the opposite. I want to be with a Christmas fanatic.
Well, you're a woo girl. Yeah, that's why.
Exactly. All that joy, it just spreads. For me, it's so infectious.
It's too candy cane sugar coated.
And that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
I love the sickeningly happy times of Christmas. I like the over the top.
Listen, coming off my last relationship, I still got some argument left in me. So put me in with the hater. I can go a couple rounds still.
Then would you rather chug a gallon of eggnog or eat a whole gingerbread house?
I've never had eggnog, and correct me if I'm wrong. Eggnog, by definition, has egg in it, right? Raw egg?
Yes. And that's why
Let's get salmonella for the holidays, people. Throw them back.
Yeah, you wonder why every single year somebody gets sick for Christmas, right? It happens. It's happened to me before. For some reason, it always falls on Christmas Day.
Oh.
You're right. You're getting sick because you're chugging eggnog and you're chugging
gross.
eggs. Unless you are bodybuilding, I will never do this. I have no reason to chug eggs.
Go get a protein shake.
Right. Eating a whole gingerbread house, gladly. I love gingerbread. I love the taste of it. I'm absolutely fine with that.
I could get through maybe half the gingerbread house before I'm like, yeah,
Think you're gonna bellyache?
I need some eggnog to wash it down.
Now, let me give you two other questions. If you had to live within a holiday movie, which one would you choose?
Christmas Vacation.
That's a good one.
I would absolutely. I mean, but I don't want to be the next door neighbor. What is it? Use your classic line. Margot and
Todd. Yeah. Why is the carpet wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot.
I don't want to be those people. I want to live in the Griswold house.
Was it too chaotic for you?
No. I think it'd be, kind of funny. I don't want to live in Cousin Eddie's RV. There's no heat and the shitter's always full.
The smell.
But I can
And
hang
the
out
smell
with...
from his boxers. The smell that emits from the robe and the boxers and even that stinky hat has got a reek.
But I can hang out with Snots the dog in the kitchen.
I was thinking Home Alone because that house is so nice.
That's a nice house.
But I think that movie is too chaotic for me. I wouldn't want to be there. It's hard for me to pick. Actually, I know what I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick, of course, Christmas Story because the house that it was filmed in is in my hometown and it's a decent sized house. It's in an okay neighborhood.
But that annoying little brat with the glasses you got to put up with all the time?
I don't mind him. I really don't.
Oh.
I love that era as well.
That's what turns me off about that movie is that little brat.
And that little brat appeared in Elf. He was one of the elves. Did you know that?
Don't ruin Elf for me.
Learn something new every day. And then one last one. What celebrity would be the most fun to spend the holidays with?
The Rock. Think about it.
That's a really good one.
There's nobody better that would be, maybe Oprah. Because everybody's getting expensive presents.
I'm going to pick Zooey Deschanel. Zooey Deschanel was in the movie Elf. And
can I just stay at her house with her?
Right? She sings so beautifully. Again, this is where I love all the Christmas cheer. I think that she would be an awesome person to be around because I love when people are singing Christmas carols. And because she has the voice of an angel, I'm spending mine with Zooey Deschanel.
So you just brought me to a question I want to ask. You love when people sing Christmas carols.
Love it.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a theoretical question here. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
She wants to go Christmas caroling on our first date and I can't sing. Is that a red flag in a relationship?
No, not at all.
Of all things to do, we can't go bowling. We can't, whatever.
I'm going to tell you all the reasons why I love this. Number one, it's so different and unique. What a great,
it's different.
What a great creative person this person is. Number one. Number two, no one's expecting you to sing Christmas carols beautifully. They're not expecting a Mariah.
But you're going to be thinking it's your first date. Oh, I better pull this off really good. And I don't know any words to Christmas carols except for the first line of them, like Rudolph. Well, I know Rudolph, I guess, or Frosty. But then you get to the verses, you're like,
and that's all you have to do.
And then she's looking at you like no second date.
No, I think, and this is where you're really tearing down walls right away. You're doing something slightly embarrassing. Why not? I love that then afterwards you can talk about how silly it was or people that you met. You have so much to
No, you
to
can't talk about how silly it was because what if she loved it and you hated it and you go, that was just ridiculous. Then she's going to be like, no, now I don't like you. I think it's too much.
Let's tamper the negativity with the Christmas caroling.
I think it's too much for the first date. I think it's one of those things in the first 2 months, you drag a new person that really still, if they're really into you, they're going to be willing to do it. But on a first date, I think it's too much.
My family does Christmas caroling. A part of it. There's a segment of really beautiful singers, and they've just done this for years. Now, here's where I would avoid this, is because I don't want to introduce you to my family on the first date.
Wait, we're Christmas caroling with your family?
That's what I'm saying.
What if it was just a group of friends that you've done it? You're all quirky.
A group of friends? First of all, you must be a theater major. Group of friends.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're all quirky.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So now you have to put up with the quirks of my friends, which I like that. I like that there is a little bit of, hey, this isn't too serious. We're not taking ourselves seriously. We're having a good time. And you get to meet my friends. You get to see me more in my element. This is really the most perfect first date I've ever heard. And it's going to be chilly. So let's get a little snuggly. Let's get some hot cocoa. Yeah, I might have some dragon breath afterwards because hot cocoa
does that. You reek after it.
Yes, absolutely. But you both have dragon breath. It's fine because we both ate hot cocoa. That's what candy canes are for. Candy canes minted up. Oh my God. I love this
Put
idea.
me in the room with the Christmas hater.
I love this so
Immediately,
much.
the woo girl is coming out. It's a terrible first date.
I will say a great first date, though, is going to look at Christmas lights because...
Oh, yes, because all the ladies like to be thrown in a strange man's car and driven around.
Well, that's... Oh, okay,
hey,
you're
let
right.
me take
you're
you,
right.
Let me take you from downtown Elmira to Woodhall so that we can see some Christmas lights, and I'll kill you along the way.
Says the man who took his first date to a Christmas party where she didn't know anybody and that they're all rednecks. So
yes, at a auto repair shop where a lift became the Thanksgiving table.
Yeah, that's what's really going to get me in the
mood.
mood.
It's so simple.
The
Wait,
smell of
would
rubber.
you rather go to that or Christmas Carol? Mine, there's no pressure. You just enjoy yourself and laugh at the absurdity. Yours,
okay, in this case, yes, I am going to pick yours.
Okay.
But as far as the Christmas lights go, okay, let's reserve then the Christmas lights for date 4. It's still great because you're in the car, you're forced to talk to each other. And when you don't want to talk to each other, there might be some little bit of awkwardness because you don't know each other that well. You just turn up the Christmas music on the radio.
I feel like you don't get in a car, especially if you're a woman, you don't get in a car in today's day and age with a first date man.
I said date 4.
Okay, because I was going to say, it's got to be like, you got to get to know each other. In fact, I'll tell you, 6059 did not ride in my car until fairly recently. We would be at different places.
She shouldn't trust you. Where is he going to take me?
Yeah, that's right. Let's go look at Christmas lights. Code 4, I'm going to make your bones into wind chimes.
All of a sudden, you guys are driving to the North Pole and you're going to drop her off for her to freeze to death.
That's right. Yeah. Find your way back. If you can, my heart's for you.
I also want to say one other one. You know how there is Christmas movies that will sometimes play at local theaters?
Oh, yes.
I think this is another one. It's a great beginning dates idea because, and I usually don't suggest movies because you can't talk, right?
Yeah.
But when you do this, not only does it give you the warm and fuzzies, I feel like most Christmas movies we all can love. Like if we're going to go see Home Alone at the theaters, most people love Home Alone, right?
Oh, I would think so.
How could you not?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it ends up sparking conversations about memories you had at Christmas, things like that. You're really getting to the nitty gritty and the core of who that person is as a person because they're talking about their childhood. I think it's a fantastic idea.
All right. I guess that one works.
Yes, absolutely. Now, don't invite them to hang Christmas lights or any decorating because that is Fight City.
Oh, every time. You know?
So unless you want to fight on one of your first 5 dates.
Can I tell you, I've eliminated that fight from my house. You know, why I didn't do this years ago is beyond me. So I'd always had real trees. Well, come to find out, 6059 is allergic to real trees. So she said, if you ever want me to come over during the holidays, don't get a real tree.
But is she allergic to, what about lighting the candle? Because I have a candle that smells like a pine tree. Would she be allergic to that?
I don't know.
Will you ask her that? Because how sucky is it that you never really get to enjoy that beauty of the smell?
I'm fine with it. And let me tell you how.
Okay.
I got a tree this year.
He's fine with no pine.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I did my first crossover to a artificial tree. And I got to tell you, I love it because it has not just white lights, but white flickery lights you can put a setting on, or lights that have different colors. Also a flickery thing, or you can go back and forth between the two. I don't ever have to hang lights. All we got to do is hang balls from the tree, and again, could be a potential fight.
Yes.
But you know how you get around that? Hey, kids, here's the box of ornaments. Go do it any way you want. Because if a kid does
Oh,
it...
no, I have to intervene on that.
Oh, no. If a kid does it, you are an evil step-parent or an evil whoever.
Evil Aunt Allie.
Evil
who's like,
Aunt Allie.
Gavin, you have those 2 red balls too close together. Separate the balls.
You are uninvited to Christmas because you made the kid cry. Let them do the tree the way they want. That's
This
it.
is why I don't have kids. I like to have a tree that is very, very hallmarky looking.
You have a little Christmas OCD, do we?
I sure do.
Yeah.
I sure do. And that star has got to be perfect.
Perfect. No tilt to it.
No, exactly.
Do you know I don't even have a star at the top of the tree? I'm letting the lights that go right up to the top represent the star.
Oh my God. It's like a tower.
It is. It's the tower
All
of
of a
power.
sudden, people they're landing planes. ELM is landing planes
Yeah.
in Scott's house because his Christmas tree is lit up.
You know, and I haven't
You
turned that
have
tree
to.
off in like 2 weeks.
You're like my grandfather, by the way. The whole the blinky lights, the lights that chase each other.
I love the variety.
I know. And anytime that they always had a tree up for 16 years. But
Like nonstop.
yep. I know.
Is that supreme laziness or they just love Christmas so much?
Both. And their tree was also like 20 feet tall. They had one of those, what are those ceilings called?
Vaulted?
Vaulted. Yes. Yeah. I was thinking skylight, but vaulted ceilings.
Yeah.
And so it was just such a pain to take it down. The decorations would change throughout the years and things like that, or it would be like angels all year long.
Get out the 4th of July ornaments.
But then you get the lights on there, like you're describing. The blinkies, the chasies,
Sure.
all that stuff. And
Tinsel from 1974 still on the
Yes.
thing.
And then you would go over to his house and he would go, now Alicia Gale, watch this. They're going to chase each other. These lots are going to, can you believe those lots just chase each other around like that? Now watch, they blink. Now, and he's showing me the remote, the blinkies.
Yeah.
Now we got I don't think he said blinkies. I think he said they blink.
I loved it though.
They blink. And then all of a sudden, but now they're like, boom, boom, boom. It's a rave at my grandparents' house.
I'm not going to lie to you.
With a lot less LSD.
I wish I would have known your grandfather when he was in good health and sound in mind and body. Because
He was in good health until like 2 weeks before he passed.
Wow.
It was not
What a way
like,
to go.
Right. It wasn't like he had ailing health for a super long time or anything like that.
I don't know why I'm impressed because I've always joked I'm going to die in this chair. So I better hold it together till the last show. And it better go right when I do the last sign off and then whoop, face down into the control board.
Great.
It's got to be the way it's got to be.
Out?
Yep. You know, that many years in broadcasting, I'm alive. I'm taking my last breath, finishing the last segment of the show, and then face first on the council, wheel me out into the grave.
Cute.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say to listeners for Christmas? Like, do you want a Christmas message that you want to give?
I will tell you what, and I was thinking about this.
And on a high note.
Yeah, no, I will. I think, I want to take a minute to thank our listeners and both.
Oh, you really
viewers.
are going to be serious. Oh my
No,
God.
I am. But this is, look, we're very close to a point where I will be able to share some more details of the statement I'm about to make. 2023 for me has not been the easiest of years. In fact, to be quite honest,
2023 was not for me.
you put it on a t-shirt. No, it really hasn't. It's been a roller coaster where the down has been more than the up. And then suddenly at the end of the year, the last month of the year, and I'm not kidding you, from January until the end of November, it has been just not great. I mean, I have tried very, very hard to kind of keep that, from showing itself. And I know sometimes it had come through and some people have said, yeah, sometimes we picked up on a few things, but I don't want to let that part out. I'm the person that always wants to have a good time and have fun. You know this is true about me. I mean, we're going to have a good time. But I really want to thank everybody for being very supportive and very kind. In particular, 6059 had noticed, and through conversation had noticed very early on, and through conversations we've had, wanted to step in and just be nice and be decent. And it was a real different experience from, to be totally honest with you, what was a long period in my life where that had not been there. And it was, really incredible. But I think for me, ending this year, I'm thrilled to end this year, but I'm also really thrilled that everybody came with us and stuck with us. In some cases, grew with us. We had a day recently on the show. We had more first-time texters joining the show, because texting is huge with the actual on-air part of the Scott and Allie show. It's probably the primary ways that we communicate with a lot of audience members one-on-one with questions or things we're doing. And that was great. That was like, oh, man, people are there, Yeah. We had a great year this year with our Children's Miracle Network. It was the biggest year we ever had. People were giving, and that was beautiful. So amidst my own difficult periods, watching a lot of the things and folks do what they did was really great. And I'm grateful to everybody. To be totally honest with you, it sounds really weird, and yes, I haven't started to cry yet. I'm a very changed person from where I was even at the end of 2022. More even than 2021. So I'm looking forward to going into 2024 with a completely different outlook on everything top to bottom. It's been a long time. And I'm happy for that. I really am. Can I tell you, this is the first time I'm going to go for it in years that I can honestly say I am feeling true happiness and experiencing something that I have not had in so long. And that is not an attack on anyone. I don't want anyone to think that I'm pointing a finger, or if you're listening going, well, I know who he's talking about.
No, I think that's a culmination of things you've talked about. You've gone to therapy this year. You have had some, relationship changes, things like that. I think that it's like a math question. There are all different parts to that question. And now we're getting to a good answer.
Yeah, I feel good about it. And like I said, there will be a day where, very tastefully, some of the information will come out that people, I think, have been wondering about for a little bit here, why some changes took place and what outcomes had come of that. Again, without damaging anyone or being harmful. I feel I've always been a person that, to a level of somewhat transparency, some of it you just have to keep, behind a curtain, because that's just the way it is. But also some people, some light needs to be shed. Why? To a certain point. And we'll get there too. Yeah. And I want to think about how to really deliver that story, that message in a way that is not harmful, is more to what is the important part about it. Because I got to tell you something. I'm on the other end of something and into something new that I never saw coming. And it is so different that I'm even still questioning myself from time to time, going, do I deserve this? Is this really happening? I don't know if anybody else has ever had that.
Did you hear what I said?
No, I did not, you asshole.
I said I have that same question too. I'm kidding. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
I hope you get cold. No, you know what? You want coal because you want to be able to throw that in the goddamn fireplace at your house since your boyfriend won't give you the damn code to the thermostat.
That's right.
You know what? I hope you get an icicle up the ass. How do you like that?
Don't threaten
No,
me
you
with
know
a
I
good
love
time.
you. Yeah, well, again.
Again.
Oh my God. You know I love you. Merry Christmas.
I think I want to say one last thing about your
Yes.
heartfelt message, that when you were saying I'm trying to find a way to tell you guys some things, I think it's honoring the honesty that we've always had with listeners and the friendships that remain and are still growing. So I think that is a smart thing to do, because it's how I treat my current friendships. Is, I always tell, like, especially my best friend him and I are very, very close, is that I'm always really honest with him about everything.
Yeah.
And so I see why you're feeling that same way, because we've developed these friendships and just a relationship with listeners that is unlike any other job.
Well, and I want to remind, when it happens, and it will happen in 2024, probably early enough in 2024, and it will only happen on the podcast for the most part. Okay. The main point is there will be no character assassinations of any one specific.
Right.
It will be when it's time to talk about it or share any sort of details. It will be, like you said, honest, but not. I'm not in the business to hurt people. If that makes any sense, I don't need to do that. That doesn't make anybody feel good, and it doesn't solve any problems. What good does it do? You know?
Yeah, I don't think it does anything good for you either.
No, and maybe that's the therapy.
Right.
Maybe.
Well, you guys have a very Merry Christmas.
I said I love you 3 times, you ass.
I love you. Jeez Louise. Have a Merry Christmas. We still have, after this podcast, we will have one more this year. So this one,
but it's in that void between Christmas and New Year's.
It is. I heard somebody call it the Twilight Zone the other day.
Yes. I mean, I don't know what we'll talk about. We'll forget what we talked about on this about 20 minutes from now.
Yeah, because this one's right before Christmas, and the next one's going to be the day after Christmas. Will be our last podcast just of the year.
You could take us with you when you return all the gifts that you don't want.
That's right. When you're traveling on the road and everything. So have a great Christmas. And yes, please be safe. I know a lot of people are going to be
God knows
traveling.
we need every listener. Do not die.
That's right. Bye.
Well, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? That was fun. Do us a favor, will you? Subscribe. Share the Scott and Allie Not for Air podcast. Touch our buttons. We know you want to.